Welcome to another beautiful Above the Clouds. Nick, what's above the clouds, you ask? Well, I know you've been here before, folks, but let me just remind you, because context is important to create the content of our life. So let's get clear about the context. The context is there's a reason you're here. And the reason you're here is because you understand, you get it. You get it. You get that your perspective, how you see things, changes your experience of the things. The perspective you have about life or any given moment creates the reality in a sense. So what are we doing above the clouds? Well, we understand that as we're in the plane and we're coming up and we're riding up to 30,000, but we're not there yet. We're at 5,000, we're at 10,000. That's where we hit the clouds. That's where the turbulence is. You know what I'm talking about, folks. There's turbulence in our days. When our thinking goes into the clouds of the craziness and shaking and grinding, and you start to get nervous and worried. You've been in the plane when it starts shaking, right? What happens? You get a little nervous, you get a little scared, freak out a little bit, you get worried, you don't feel safe. We're in a turbulent state. And what happens when you're in a turbulent state? You think turbulent thoughts, no? So when you're thinking turbulent thoughts, you're in a turbulent state, you get a turbulent experience. Now, what if we could just go a little higher, get above those clouds where that turbulence does not exist? Now, if that turbulence is our thoughts, that means we've got to change the thoughts, change the reality, change the reality. Who knows what could happen? It could make some magic. That's why we're here. It's very easy to look at something, make judgment of it, and let that judgment control your whole experience. Is it not? Isn't it easy to look at something and say that shouldn't be happening that way? I said, I want a candle. Ask and it's given is what we believe in this work. You ask, now it's in there, and now all you got to do is be the magnet for it. Once you say, I want it, that desire is sent out into the ether. That means the thing now exists. Once there's thought on it, it exists for you. So now my only job before you go into resistance, just hear what I'm saying, and then we can resist after, okay? If you want, feel this first. Once I have the desire and I say the desire, now my only job is to become the energy of that thing, to become the magnet for it. You with me so far? That's what we're doing in this work. That's law of attraction. Become the energy of it. It's law of the universe. So if I ask for it, it's already there. Now I just need to be the magnet for the thing. So in order to become the magnet for the thing, there's a curriculum. There's things, resistances I have, things I got to work through, things that are keeping me from it, belief systems, thoughts, ideas that are keeping me from being the guy who has the $1 million, keeping me from being the guy who has the great partnership, keeping me from being the guy who has an amazing network, an amazing relationship, an amazing whatever, a new candle. There's things between me and it. And those things are thoughts. Those things are ways of being. Those things are limited belief systems. So the second you ask, you're not given it. It's now in the ether and available for you, but you're given the curriculum to become the magnet for it. This means that now my work is to be in allowance of, let the thing come in, which means take the resistance out. Can you hear what I'm saying when I say take the resistance out? The resistance are these thought patterns that say, I can't have it. I'm not good enough. There's no way to. We've got to release the resistance. So there's a curriculum for that. I don't know what the curriculum is. I wish I did. I feel like I could have a booming coaching business if I knew the curriculum, because, I'd be doing God's work. But I'm not God. I recently found out. Bia reminded me I'm not God. So I just found out I'm not God. So because of that, because I'm not God, what I'm learning is I got to let God give me the curriculum. That I actually can't be the curriculum. I got to let God do that. It's kind of freeing, actually, because that means my only job is to receive the thing, not try and figure out all the things I got to figure out in order to create the curriculum, in order for me to become the millionaire, in order for me to get the whatever, in order for me. I don't have to figure all that out. All I got to do is notice how perfect everything is working for me to learn what I got to learn. In the beginning of 2021, I kept asking. I said, I want so much. I use this word, so I'm going to use it again. Sorry for my cussing. Cover the kids' ears. I want so much fucking money. I want so much money so that I can do so many cool things with it. I can just be free and have fun, and I can help people. I can make changes. I can make businesses that change the world. Like I had all the, so I want it, but I didn't end with, I want money. What I said was, I want money, like buttloads of money, but I want to not be controlled by it. I don't want it to run me, was the exact term I used. Okay, you with me? I want all the money. I don't want it to run me. That was the request. I asked God for the money. God goes, cool. Here's the money. Now that you have it, let's figure out how to not be run by it. That's what I thought was going to happen. But something weird happened. I asked for it and then immediately felt this incredible, like intuitive kind of gut, like, oh man, this just feels like I have to do this, to pause my work. I was working with groups doing, like, we called it Project Limitless. It was 8-week mindset deep dive. It was fucking awesome. It was incredible. It also happened to be making us a lot of money. Everybody was happy. People were feeling like this is just the best thing ever. I was feeling that's the best thing ever. Bea loved it. It was all awesome. But I just kept listening to that voice that was saying, take a break. And then it turned into like, don't take on any more one-on-one clients. And then it turned into the one-on-one clients you do have, get rid of most of them. None of this made sense, right? I'm saying this in hindsight. Let me set this standard first, or let me share this first. Is that it didn't make any sense to me while it was happening, because I asked for more money. Why was I throwing away work when I was asking for more money? But I was listening to this voice. Now, I could not understand this curriculum. I couldn't get it. Why is God giving me less money, less work, right? Less opportunity? It didn't make sense. So what happened? You ready for this? You're not going to believe it. My bank account went down. It went down. It went down. It went down. And it's been this progressive down and down and down. And then I was like, yeah, it's not going to go any further than this. It somehow went past that and went down and down. And I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? I asked for more money. This is not working. Now, here's what I noticed as that thing went down. As the numbers went down in my bank account, there was a direct correlation between that and how I felt about myself. Obvious, very obvious. I felt less confident. I felt less valuable. I felt less important. I felt less worth every time those numbers went down. You guys still with me? So the numbers went down, my value went down. And I'm like, you asked for money and this is what you get? I asked for the wrong damn thing. What am I doing? But there was a point I asked for money that doesn't run me. So pizza started guiding me down this process of understanding how much the money actually played a role of the self-worth. You guys do realize, like, there was so much to be had there. There was so much being offered to me in that moment. And I was resisting it because I thought it was supposed to look a different way. I thought it was supposed to look like making money. Now, the first step, you guys know this in this work, is what? It's awareness. You can't work on something you're not even aware is there. How are you going to work on something? It's like you can't work on the car if you don't even know you have a car. Again, in hindsight, I can see the curriculum. Back then, I was just like, what's going on? Do you guys know that feeling when things are happening and they make no sense and you keep judging them as they're wrong? This isn't right. This isn't right. When you're in that curriculum space and you're judging the curriculum, And what happens to your energy? What happens to your freedom? What happens to your life? What happens to the way in which you want to create things? What happens to the feeling in your body when you are resisting the curriculum? When you're saying this thing isn't right, don't you feel constricted? Don't you feel collapsed? Don't you feel small? Don't you feel weak? When you are in resistance to the curriculum, it's like the teacher hands you the quiz to the test and you take the homework and you just like, and you rip it up in front of the teacher and you're like, this is not the right protocol. And the teacher's like, dude, I'm going to give you the same quiz tomorrow. You can rip it up all you want. I'm going to give you, this is the work. This is the homework. So what I have to do then is there needs to be some sort of acceptance. Acceptance that the curriculum is perfect for me to go to where I need to go next. The only way chapter 3 is going to show up is if I go through chapter 2 and I honor chapter 3. The money is the thing that then we say to ourselves, you have permission to feel this. You have permission to feel free. You have permission to feel inhibited. You have permission to feel awesome. You have permission to feel weak. You have permission to feel excited. You have permission to feel joy. We say to ourselves, when I get money, I now have permission. That's why the curriculum had to be what it had to be over the last few years. So now I'm really here. I'm arrived. I'm at the spot where like, wait, I could have the money. I could not have the money. In either situation, I could feel like shit or I could feel amazing. Doesn't matter. In either of those situations, I can feel that. Then if I'm in the feeling of abundance because I just allowed myself to be, now I become the magnet for all abundance. And am I not? This is the Joe Dispenza stuff. This is like, they're running research on this over and over, and they've got proof now, scientifically proven, that the gene signals the environment, not the other way around, meaning the frequency you're in is a magnet for the things that attract that, to the things that match that frequency. Are you with me? So this is really exciting because it doesn't mean you don't get money. It doesn't actually mean you don't get money. On the contrary, what it means is the money must come to you because you're already in the energy of it. I am in control of the feeling. That I allow myself to feel something or not feel something. That's me. Okay, great. So if I allow myself to feel because I ask and it's given, I ask for the money and it shows up. If I allow myself to feel that feeling that it's already there, I just can't see it yet, and I get to be given the curriculum to have it, then I get to access that feeling. Now, if I access that feeling and I'm literally the emotional frequency, the emotional signature of abundance, if that's what my energy is the emotional signature of abundance, that which matches that signal is going to come to me. It's magnetized to me. This is science. This is proven. This is what shows up now in these research projects, is that the gene, the frequency I'm in, signals the environment. The energy of abundance then calls the abundant thing in. It creates the abundant thing.